Hey guys, this is Pikmin Master, and yeah, this is going to be what I call emergency thoughts on. Just like what I did with one episode of Tops, there's basically, I can't be said basically for once. Wow. Anyway, that's, how, I was thinking of a certain subject, and decided more to really want to talk about it. And this is what I call emergency thoughts on, something I really want to talk about right away. Alright, here it is. Multiplayer. You know how a lot of games, whatever they are, they have some sort of multiplayer, right? Okay. And, of course, one of the most popular forms of multiplayer is the online multiplayer, where you and some other person around the wherever gets to play, a game together, be it against each other or cooperatively or whatever it is. I don't really know. However, because you know how a lot of games have some sort of online multiplayer, especially for those that that make sense to have online multiplayer. Action games. Action games, like, they could probably have online multiplayer. I could probably imagine an action game having online multiplayer. Fighting games, of course. Sports games, that they make sense. And even some strategy games, they have some online on them. Now, and also some genres that don't make sense with online. Because, imagine an action-adventure game with online multiplayer. Kind of weird, right? Especially since Metroid Prime Hunters, it has online multiplayer, which is kind of odd. I mean, it's not meant to be not meant to have online. For an action-adventure game, this multiplayer acts like a first-person shooter. Kind of weird, but still. Granted, Bird and I have, played it like when it came out, but I didn't really bother with the story. I didn't bother playing the game. Just wanted to, test out the game's multiplayer and stuff. Although then again, we never played that game online. I forget if that game has online or not. We just played the thing. Well, anyway. Now imagine a game. Okay, so imagine any game that should at least have an online multiplayer. Like, let's take a fighting game. Okay, now if you take a fighting game, imagine like a game that should have online multiplayer and it doesn't have it. Kind of weird, right? Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah, apparently there's a game like that. Well, speaking of, you know how, like, it'd be kind of weird if a sequel of a game or a remake of a game whose previous game in its series have online multiplayer, like what I just showed you here with Dragon Ball Z Budokai Shi Collection. You know how, Raging Blast 2 or something, it has online multiplayer. Why not, I don't know, go do that with Dragon Ball Z Budokai? Right? That's kind of weird. Like, what's this? Imagine a game that should have online multiplayer, like a fighting game. Let's say Street Fighter, right? That's a better example. Imagine a Street Fighter without online multiplayer. And that's kind of weird because, well, Capcom has released the online ports of Street Fighter games. Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. What the heck's a freaking long title? Third Strike Online, and there's Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter 4, and then there's Arcade Edition, and Street Fighter Cross Tekken that has online multiplayer. So imagine let's say Street Fighter 5. Imagine there's a Street Fighter 5. It doesn't have online multiplayer. Would you get pissed off? It's kind of like a thing. So yeah, kind of weird. Okay. So let's go move along to strategy RPGs because this is what I want to talk about right now. Here's the thing. I like strategy RPGs. Like, I mean, I like playing Disgaea, I like playing Advanced Wars, and freaking Final Fantasy Tactics A2, it's my second favorite Final Fantasy game of all the meta series. And that's saying something. Final Fantasy, huge meta series. Like, there's a series, several side series, and it's insane. And I count this, a strategy RPG, as my second favorite. It's not Final Fantasy 5, but you get the idea. It's insane. Now imagine that with online features. Okay, granted, with Advanced Wars, given how, how semi-broken a lot of the characters' CO powers are, I don't think it's the best the best series to have online multiplayer. Okay, that didn't count. Okay, but then again, like, so with Disgaea, I could probably say Disgaea having online multiplayer, or at least, or good, I don't know, lots of good online modes or something. I can imagine Disgaea having them. Even Final Tactics could have, I could imagine it has some sort of online, right? Especially how, like, broken it might be. I mean, it's not like, let's say FFTA 2 has, like, the best balance of them all, but I think it has a bit more balance than Tactics Advance, considering the assassin is, like, pretty semi-broken in Advance and not so much in A2. But you get the idea. Imagine that with multiplayer. That'd be kind of odd. But you know what I'm saying. But really, if a game that that should have online multiplayer, let's give it an example, Street Fighter. Let's say Street Fighter, it should have online because it makes sense, right? Because all the other Street Fighter games, that's not the first one, but doesn't count, that they have online features, at least one iteration of it. Does it make a bad game? And this is what I'm going to talk about. Like, does online multiplayer make a game good? Because here's the thing: like, if a game like that should have online and doesn't have online, does it make the game bad? So that's what I'm going to talk about. Because and then here's my little answer to that. I would say that a game that should have online but doesn't, I'll consider them bad only if the game is supposed to focus on multiplayer. Like, for example, imagine Mario Kart Wii, right? Yeah, because most of my subscribers and most everyone I know has Mario Kart Wii. Imagine if that didn't have online. Would you buy Mario Kart Wii or any Mario Kart, well, past DS, knowing that DS has online? If DS has online, would you? And Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 7 doesn't have online, would you buy it? I mean, I probably would, because I'm still a Mario Kart fan regardless, but I'm still used to playing Mario Kart without online. But you get the idea. Okay, now you're probably wondering, because I've been going around for about 7.5 minutes and I haven't talked about the purpose of why I even bother with this discussion. Fire Emblem Awakening. This is the game. This is the game that I have questions about, because I have heard and I read and heard that the game is awesome. However, there's some things that, I don't know, more of a hit and miss, including the fact that it does not have online multiplayer at all. That ticks me off. Like, I actually didn't know that it didn't have online multiplayer. I actually thought that it would, considering that Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon has online multiplayer. And the remake of the second Fire Emblem game, which is Japanese only, it has online multiplayer. Why the heck that this does not? It's weird. This doesn't have online multiplayer. You send let's say 5 guys against someone else's 5 guys, and then just battle out. Let's say Fire Shadow Dragons Online, they has a capture the flag, where you basically you have a guy, it stays in a certain area and wait about 5 turns, I think, and then if the guy still stays there, you win. Or you just get 5 guys and destroy the other guy's 5 guys. That's Shadow Dragons Online. And if you're wondering, no, I cannot make online videos of it because no one's online. It's old enough that nobody plays this game online. I mean, I really wanted to play. Okay, it's a slight tangent, like Star Fox Command. I wanted to play that online. However, nobody's online. It's kind of like Mario Sports Mix now. I feel like Mario Sports Mix, but I'll talk about that a bit later. Which is weird. It doesn't have online multiplayer, even though past games in this series have it. However, does this make it a bad game? Here's the thing. I would actually consider not buying Fire Emblem Awakening because it doesn't have online multiplayer at all. However, the reviews still say it's still a good game. So people they say oh, if you you can it's so good that you could just buy a 3DS just for this game and nothing else. I call bull on that because like Character Uprising, that's way better. But yeah, like it's so good. Yeah, reviews say it's so good that you could just buy 3DS just for that. It's that good. However, I don't know. I mean, nowadays I only buy games with online multiplayer, cause you know, it's just how I roll. Because video games, you know, the whole purpose of video games is to have fun. I mean, I actually enjoyed like showing video game content to you guys, especially online matches. That's what I like to do. That it's something I like to do. Like for example, most of my Wii games, all 8 of them, have some sort of online multiplayer. Most of them. I guess the only exceptions are Twilight Princess, but that's really because my brother wanted to play that. And it's our first Wii game, so there wasn't that much at the time. And like Lego Star Wars: Complete Saga. I mean, my brother and I really wanted to play that game, so yeah. And Kirby Return to Dreamland, which is the same thing. So in other words, most of the Wii games have some sort of multiplayer. Heck, even some of my GameCube games have some sort of multiplayer in them. It's just kind of the thing, or at least like most of the games like I normally play, they do have some sort of multiplayer. Because I don't like playing games with myself. Maybe that's why I'm not. Maybe that's why I'm not a Zelda fan. I don't know. And also, every single one of my 3DS games, all 3 of them, have online multiplayer. Mario Kart 7, you know that. Character Uprising, you know that. Mario Tennis Open, you know that. And it's weird. Like, I still haven't bought a single-player game, purely single-player game, for years. It's insane. I mean, I could turn down any good game simply because it's single-player. I am not joking. I could easily turn down Skyward Sword again if I wanted to. I mean, the only reason why I still might consider getting Mario Galaxy is because of its story, but that's a very specific exception. And Mother 3, hey, Nintendo, go make that! But, here's the thing. When I beat a game, let's say any game, I can give you a good example. Paper Mario, the first one. I don't know, it's kind of like the downfall of me liking single player games. Paper Mario, the first one. Because when I beat the game, nothing happens. Because like when you finish Paper Mario, the only thing left is like to beat the final boss again. Because when you beat the final boss, which guess who, you go when you beat the game, the end screen. When you go back to the game, you end up with where you last saved. That's it. You all you need to do is beat the final boss again and again and again and again. Lame. It's a kind of downfall of single player games for me. Because I really would like to play a game in that once you beat the final boss, something else happens story related. Either that or online multiplayer. I mean, give you a good example of a game I played recently, Dragon Quest IX. I played Dragon Quest IX. I actually liked the game, which kind of makes sense. I mean, it's typical Japanese RPG. Yeah, I kind of like those games. I mean, heck, I'm playing Dragon Quest 6 and 4 simultaneously because I actually do like Dragon Quest 9. But once you beat the final boss in that, which by the way is kind of weird. Yeah, Dragon Quest IX's final boss. I don't know if I overleveled or something, but that guy is surprisingly easy because he's weak to fire. Kind of weird. But anyway, so when I beat the final boss of it, there are a crud ton of extra post game content because there are lots of extra dungeons in the game that you could face bosses from previous games in the series. And while that might sound cool, so what? Like, to me, it's like, so what? Why want to continue a game if I get bored? I mean, I beat the game. What else is there? And like with Final Fantasy V, I know the Game Boy Advance version has some sort of extra content, like you go face Enuo and Neo Shinryu, and that thing's a beast. Why would I want to go there? Like, What do I get from getting there? Another job class? So? I already beat the game. What's the point? Because I guess when I beat the game, I have no reason to continue it. Especially with a single player game. What's the point? I already beat it. Next game. So, because of that, online multiplayer still remains my best reason to buy a game. Even if it's bad. Because, okay, now this is probably where I talk about Mario Sports Mix. I bought Mario Sports Mix only because it has online multiplayer. That's it. And it wasn't until after I buy the game that I realized why people hate it. Why critics hate it. It's because everything has the same or similar control schemes. And it's not exactly one to get used to. Especially some of the sports in Mario Sports are either too easy, too long, or too hard. Like dodgeball is the funnest sport. However, there are some things you just can and cannot do in it. Hockey's fun. However, again, there's some things you can and can't do in it. Volleyball takes forever and a half. And basketball is just plain hard. Or at least I find it hard with the control scheme, with the nunchuck control scheme, which is like the only option you got. That's why I just don't like it. It's just there's some things I just can and cannot do in it. Especially considering broken characters. Like with a game with mad gameplay, broken characters too? Seriously? Alright, and also same thing for Mario Tennis Open. This is by far my I think I can say it's either my least favorite in the series. However, I have not played the original Mario Tennis for Game Boy, and my brother, he tried it and he hated it to no end. Or at least I could ask him. However, he's not around yet. But however, I could ask him if he really hates Mario Tennis for Game Boy. But I mean, the original Mario Tennis, awesome. Like here's the thing: even though the original Mario Tennis was like you could make easy mistakes, at least it makes sense. Like I did mention it like several videos ago, related to Mario Tennis, and that the SD4 one, you make mistakes in it, but it makes sense. Because it's tennis. You're supposed to make mistakes. Oh, not supposed to, but you make mistakes a lot. Mario Power Tennis, you pretty much remove most of the problems with, with problems. And then there's Mario Tennis Open, which gives a freaking broken chance shots. Heck, one of my new counters has something to do with that game. Yeah, because one of my new counters, which I'm not gonna say it yet, has something to do with the problems in Mario Tennis Open. So you probably know what it is by now. And no, it's not a chance shot counter, but it's kind of close. Anyway, and especially on online multiplayer Mario Tennis Open, you can't turn the chance shots off, meaning that a noob can defeat an expert player just by knowing where to go for chance shots. It's insane. That is insane. I mean, granted, you can block it. However, there's just some things you just can't block. So, here's something you can't block. Like, for example, the lob chance shot, and if it somehow falls off with a drop shot chance shot or a drop chance shot, whatever, your opponent can't get to it in time. So it's inevitable. Heck, even the drop chance shots themselves are broken in the fact that it's really hard for the opponent to get through it. I've tried it several times. I know this. But anyway, back to Fire Emblem Awakening. I'm aware that it does not have online multiplayer, but I know the game is good otherwise. Do I still want to play it? Like, do I still want to buy it and play it? I played the demo. I loved it. It's awesome. I kind of say yeah. Why not? I mean, if I'm eventually gonna get a single player 3DS game, eventually, like. Maybe not now, but eventually. I mean, it's not like, I'm going to just avoid single-player games for the rest of my life. I'm going to have to buy single player eventually. But, I'm just saying, I just would rather have online multiplayer that I face against someone. Or maybe in the case of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, there is a method, like there's a way for you and someone else to cooperate. that would be pretty awesome. Heck, I think even Fire Awakening itself, there's a way that like local multiplayer, you and someone close, someone nearby, you could just go play local multiplayer. You team up. You have 3 guys. The other guy's 3 guys. Face against some sort of CPU army. Wanna have that from online? I mean, what's the problem? I mean, you have friggin' downloadable content, so it's not like you're totally away from the Nintendo Network. Just, saying. At least open up some online stuff. But that's just it. I got nothing else to say. That's me and what I think about Fire Emblem Awakening. And most games in general. But, to end this off, Kid Icarus Uprising is still my favorite 3DS game. Out of the 3 I have. I mean, granted, Mario Kart 7 is still awesome, but Kid Icarus Uprising, dang it. It brings like the funnest 3DS game in terms of both single and multiplayer experiences. Not sure if Fire Emblem Awakening will take it over for some reason, but I still try to get it. I mean, it's not like Street Pass is impossible for me. Well, in some ways, it is impossible, considering that the only times I get Street Pass anything is like when I go to my college, and I keep meeting up with one guy somehow to get Street Pass for Kid Icarus and Mario Kart. But other than that, it's not likely at all. And not the kind of person that goes to conventions or anything. So, yeah. But yeah, I like strategy games. I just talked about it. I mean, even though I only played one Fire Emblem, I actually do like Fire Emblem now because of Shadow Dragon. That's it. Like the fact that this Fire Emblem has a mode that you don't have to worry about permadeath at all, and that's pretty good. Granted, people might think this is a blasphemy to Fire Emblem. Hey, you have your classic mode. Play that. Let the people who don't know about Fire Emblem play the casual mode, or people who actually care about their characters like too much to just let them have their game. I mean, this is why I won't even bother looking at a Let's Play about Pokemon Nuzlocke, because I don't like seeing when a person's Pokemon just have to go because they're fainted once. No, I'd rather just reset. I'd rather just reset and make sure that that character is still alive, especially the character I like. So yeah, and of course you want to know about this Fire Emblem having, DLC characters and stuff. Even though I only played one game, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, and they don't have a certain specific character that I really want. My favorite character is the guy with my name on it. He's epic. Why is he not in there? Just saying. But yeah, that's pretty much it for what I think about Fire Emblem Awakening. I spent a bit too much time on it, but heck, about a few less than a few minutes of what I normally put for my Pokemon anime team reviews. It's insane. But that is all, everyone. So I'll see you guys later for next thoughts on whatever it's going to be. And just tell me, what do you think about games with online multiplayer? Like, do you think online multiplayer automatically makes a game good, or you just don't really care about the multiplayer, just care about the experience of a video game? Okay, that is all. See you guys later.